So today I'm here
Yeah.
with Jojopyun from MKOI, and you've just beaten Vitality 2-0 to take the first seed as well. Congratulations. What did you think about the game? It seemed a pretty controlled game one, at least after 15 minutes, and then game two a little bit more chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, I think we prepped pretty well for the draft and the games. I think we had a really good sense how they were going to play, and they did play how we expected. So I think we prepared very well for the match. I think their drafts were also hard to play. And yeah, I just think we played better than them on the map. I do think game two was shaky in the sense that we knew what they wanted to do. They just want to group us five and fight, and it was very predictable, but still at times we just wanted to fight them for whatever reason. And then we realized, okay, just play slow and we know what they're gonna do. So I think we didn't lose our shit, and then we kept our calm after we messed up, and then yeah, it became a pretty clean game.
Yeah, coming into this game, you had if you're 2-0, you had the opportunity to go first seed, which you did. Did you feel any sort of extra pressure, or did you prepare extra much for this game, just because it was sort of a last game, special game, and now you have a break as well?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's an important game. I think if we get first place, it's nicer than second place because I think G2 is better than Fnatic right now at this moment. But maybe Fnatic will be better in a week. I'm not sure. But so yeah, for sure. And if you get top two, it's very important because you can just win one best of five to go to Worlds. So if we lost this series, we wouldn't have been top two, which is also really big. So I do think this match was really important. Pressure wise, I mean, I think for sure the match had more pressure, but I don't think it really affects my gameplay. So it just makes me feel more like the game is more on the line, which I enjoy a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, you're also the reigning LEC champions right now, so I mean, you seem pretty confident to me at least. Are you gonna win the LEC again? I mean, now you only have to win three series from here to three best of fives, and you avoid G2 as you said as well, at least in the first round upper bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I think every team is beatable. I don't think G2 is even that good. I think they're, of course, a good team. But if we have to verse either G2, KC, I don't really care. I think they're both good. I think Fnatic is on the same level in regular season, but then in playoffs they just choke. So that's why I said that. So I don't really care about dodging any team because we won last bit and we shown it. So we just have to focus on ourselves, keep improving on what we have to improve on. And I think it'll be definitely a journey. And I think we have a really good shot again.
You did also just mention the format before that you can win one series now and qualify for Worlds. What do you think about it? It's only five series this whole split, and then you can qualify for
Yeah,
Worlds.
I mean, I think usually it's normal if you're like in the top four. Usually, if you win one best of five, you get to go to Worlds because then you're top three. So it was always like that. But yeah, I don't like how, for example, today's match is very on the line. We only play four games in a regular season, and it's very weird. But I guess they just want to speed up the schedule and go to Worlds. So it makes sense. But yeah, it's obviously if it was single round robin, double round robin, that would be way better than just versing half the league.
Yeah, so maybe just one, like if you had to make a change, would it be like one big group or just like more stage games or?
Yeah, for sure, more stage games. I mean, even single round robin is a little, but I understand if it takes too long to ramp up to Worlds. So even a single round robin versus every team would be better than versing only four teams.
Yeah, I mean, it seems also today that you have pretty high, like high highs and sort of low lows at least. When you also said it on EU4, sometimes you just keep making these like dumb mistakes you kept saying, and it's like it
Yeah.
seems like today you hit the high high. I like, what do you have you changed anything to try to keep the consistency?
Yeah, for sure we're working on it because I think we're always going to make mistakes. That's human, but I think we can control how we recover from those mistakes. I think in the past we weren't really good, especially once you're recovering from. We're really good at if everyone's playing well, then we can keep that momentum. But then if we make one mistake, that's when it would snowball. So I think right now we understand that's okay, those dumb mistakes will happen. But if we keep snowballing it into more dumb mistakes, because then it's emotional or we're tilted or whatever it is, and that's the bigger problem, right? Because we're never going to play perfect. So I think if we, yeah, if we keep our calm after we make bad plays or any of that, then I think it's fine. I think that's the most important one, how we recover.
Yeah, you also said that you actually thought you should have won the game against KC. So maybe you feel like you should have gone unbeaten this split in the regular season. G2 did it at least in both series and games. Do you think you feel like you should probably have done the same? Are you like on the same level, or where would you rank yourself compared to the other top teams?
Yeah, I mean, whether or not I mean, KC won, and of course they played well, so props to them. If we beat them or not, I don't really. If I went undefeated this splits, I wouldn't really care too much because it's only 4 games to be honest. So as long as we're top two and we ended first, so I think that's all that matters for the seeding bracket for playoffs. I think the top teams are us, KC, G2, and then Fnatic always is there, but I don't think they're in the top three. I think S plus is us, G2, KC, and then maybe like S minus 2A is Fnatic, and then maybe below that it's B, it's like GX. Yeah. And then after that, yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest.
It's just a mix-up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also today you had the matchup versus the Joon versus Yasuo matchup. It's not very often you get to play that. What do you think about in general the game two draft by Vitality? It seemed it was very hard to play versus the Braum, the Sivir, the Gwen.
Yeah, I think we just outjousted them so hard game two. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. They also triple banned mid both games 1, 2, 3, which was weird because I'm pretty sure Kazajic said I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Kazajic, he can also play those champions, and I can play many champions. So I don't know what their strategy was going into both series banning 3 mids, but then he made our draft feel very easy to play. So also them not banning Braum 4-5 I think was a mistake because I think that Braum was too high value. We didn't even get it on 1, 2, 3. We got it on 4-5. So yeah, I just think we had a much better draft. I do think their draft could work if we fall into their trap. We play very crazy and there's a bunch of skirmishes. I could see them snowballing. But I think we had a plan, just don't make it too chaotic and play slow, and we're gonna win this game if we do. So
Yeah, and you also just mentioned him, Chayek from Vitality. That what do you think about him? He's like sort of an. I mean, Europe has always been sort of famous for their mid laners. Also, a lot of them importing to NA, and now you've been imported to EU. What do you think about the matchup versus him? I mean, he looks pretty decent in lane, but maybe Vitality in general is sort of inconsistent.
I mean, I feel like it's opposites. Like whenever I haven't scrimmed against Vitality once this split, but just versing him, I think his strength is more mid late game. I wouldn't say his laning is his strength. Um, yeah, I think he's middle of the pack LEC mid laners. I think for sure Vladdy is like the other rookies. I guess Vladdy's not a rookie, but I would say Vladdy and Jackie's have higher highs. I think Vladdy is just better overall, but I think Zajic is very stable. I don't think he has really low lows or high highs. I think he's just a stable mid laner.
Yeah. I only have two questions left. First, I would love a prediction for first your LE for your series against Fnatic, and then for the playoffs in general. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I think Fnatic, I'm gonna say 3-1. I think 3-0 is too cocky. I mean, for sure they're gonna come very prepared. Of course, we're gonna come very prepared, so I don't want to come off as too cocky. We're just gonna focus on ourselves and focus on how to win the series and prepare well. So I'll say 3-1.
yeah, and when
And
for the whole split, I mean, I'm guessing you think you're gonna win the LEC or hope at least. So who you're gonna play versus in the final?
yeah, I think in the finals, either KC G2. I do think G2 is a bit better, but KC has beaten G2 in many times, so I think it's a pretty 50-50 matchup. So KC G2, I mean, I would give it slightly to G2. I just think, um, yeah, I think they're just a bit better right now.